Welcome back. New look, same great taste. In the late 90s, there was a huge anime wave that hit the United States by storm. A tsunami, that is. And this brought in shows like Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, One Piece, and Naruto. And while these are classics now, back in the day these shows were reserved for special folks. The geeks. It's amazing to see that yesterday's geek culture like anime, gaming, and comics are at the forefront of society now, thanks to the internet. But anime in specific is an interesting form of art. And while we know anime now as something huge than just kids' cartoons, back in the day in the United States, that's what it pretty much was. I personally enjoyed the anime for the fight scenes, the epic character development, and that anime music. I feel like the art vision was just so much better than anything that United States was pushing out. No offense to the Anteater.
He's an aardvark.
But I feel like there's one anime that no one really likes to talk about. An anime that touched a generation and we're not willing to discuss it. When we think of the greats, we think of Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, and One Piece on their bajillionth episode. But I feel like there's one show that's absolutely slept on. A show that we've been snoring on. A show that we've been in a coma for. I'm talking about Beyblade. When I talk about Beyblade, I'm talking about their trilogy seasons in the beginning, not the mediocre stuff after. Shout out to the Beyblade YouTube channel for having their shows in Spanish.
Parece que están muy entusiasmados y listos para el Let It Rip. Let It Rip!
Beyblade follows a young Beyblader named Tyson who wants to be the very best that no one ever was. Tyson forms a team of Beybladers called the Blade Breakers. Tyson forms a team of young Beybladers called the Blade Breakers.
Who are we? Blade Breakers!
What a tongue twister. This team includes Ray, Kai, Max, and Kenny. Kenny is their computer geek that doesn't Beyblade but is really into it. The premise of the show really revolves around these bit beasts, which are kind of like the souls of the Beyblade. The better in tune you are with the bit beasts, the better you are as a Beyblader. For example, Tyson's Beyblade is called Dragoon, which is a dragon.
This is too weird. Come on, Dragoon!
There was probably a parent out there who thought these bit beasts were demons, and so they threw their kids' Beyblades away. The show pretty much touches on them traveling the world and fighting other teams in tournaments to become the best Beybladers around. A lot of the show touches on the different story arcs between each of the main characters. So Ray, who used to be part of the White Tigers, joins his new team with Tyson, and that's pretty much his story, that his old team hates him, and he's kind of trying to figure out how to be a better Beyblader but still be a good friend to his old team. And then we have Kai, who's like the Vegeta of Beyblade. He struggles with being good and bad. There's moments where he wants to be a good person, but then at the end he becomes really selfish. And I think a lot of people liked Kai's character because of his badassery. He was like the cool kid.
Kai! The best! I am the best! I beat them all one by one!
Max doesn't really have a strong story arc. He's just a nice kid. His mom is part of the Beyblade organization, and she has a whole different team that she manages. Yeah, I know they're spinning tops, but in the show there are way much more.
Because Beyblading means more to me than you could ever understand. It's not just a game to me!
Back in the day, the battles in the shows were really epic, and the defeats were also epic too. In every anime they have this scene, and Beyblade does the same thing, where a tough Beyblader. He's like defeated all his competition, and then in the main event he battles one of the main opponents, and he has that I didn't know that they were so strong. And later you see that his Beyblade like flies behind him and it's all crushed up, and he's like, as if he got hurt. Yeah, those are memories that no one can ever take away.
Tiger Claw attack! Whoa! Brian and his Beyblade are out!
I think what also helped this show was the music. The music banged so hard at the time. It was very appropriate for the generation and for the age. This had like a pop punk anime type of thing. Anime music it's always better, but I think what really made this show culturally relevant were the toys. Adding that interactive element and that battling aspect to it made it so much more engaging for kids to get into Beyblading. I remember back in the day kids getting their Beyblades imported from other countries, and that was like the latest hype. Like you'd get kids with, I don't know, silver and metal ones and wooden ones, and some of them had them cheap homemade Beyblades too, but like it was cool to see that people were getting so creative with their Beyblades. And I remember battling Beyblades in playgrounds and, I don't know, alleyways and tunnels and stuff. We were really smuggling Beyblades to school, like they were illegal. I think it was cool to have like that game and like battling aspect, so like you would make friends with other Beybladers. And people who never knew about Beyblading would see this and easily get into the show and like cry to their parents to buy a Beyblade. So what happened? I think many things happened. First off, I think the age group just aged out. They didn't follow through with it. Unfortunately, Beyblade didn't have that longevity, and it was a very childish show. When they made reboots and they made newer seasons, after like the trilogy, the first 3 seasons, it was tailored to a different generation, and the generation didn't really like it as much as the older generation did, so it kind of fell off. I think in a similar way, Yu-Gi-Oh! Kind of had the same downfall, where it hit a generation and it hit them hard, but then like because it was too centered to something very childish, it just stopped working for kids and they kind of got into other things. The thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! That made it more relevant than Beyblade was that it had memes that people still react to, and Beyblade never really had that internet presence. The unfortunate thing about Beyblade is that what they did well, other shows did better. So like Tyson's emotional tragic past, Naruto has a better tragic past story that I think more people would invest in.
Tell Mom, when you see her over there, that she doesn't have to worry about me even a bit. Tell her I'm doing my best.
I think Beyblade had its moments, and it was a show that a lot of people will remember fondly, but eventually we all faded away and we let it rip one last time.
My days of blading are over.
And those are my 2 cents on Beyblade. Hopefully we get a live action version and we get to relive our childhood, or we see an amazing anime show go down into smithereens and cow dung, and we complain about it on the internet.